away we go. It is pre-Friday, Halloween Eve, All Hallows Eve, the day before Halloween. Tomorrow, got non-stop Halloween music thanks to Juice City Vapor, helping us out for our K-Bear Rockin' Halloween. Also, tomorrow morning, we're going to be drawing winners, or drawing a winner, I should say, for Make the Switch with Brent Gordon Law. If you haven't signed up through the apps yet, to make sure to do so, because tomorrow morning, I'm shutting the forms off. And there will be no other way to enter. No other way to enter. And then all the names that have signed up will go into the little box, little bowl, something that we have here. And one lucky person is going to win a Nintendo Switch 2 bundle. Again, thanks to Brent Gordon Law. Make sure to sign up in the K-Bear app, the Alt app, the Cannonball 101 app for the maximum 3 entries. And then also listen for the Mario Sounder. I'll probably air a few this afternoon to get some last-minute extra entries in before the big drawing tomorrow. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. Oh, man. Yesterday, I talked about that stupid phrase, tickle in my throat. It's just my allergies, and my allergies have been bugging me. I've been sneezing. You know what sucks? Is when you have sleep apnea, and you have to sleep with the CPAP on, the CPAP mask on, but your nose is running at the same time, so it just blows air into these runny nostrils. It's gross, right? Luckily, it's a whole lot better now. I just sound plugged up. I just sound horrible. So we'll get through this show, and we'll get closer to Halloween. Yeah, Peach's Pit Party will continue here in just a few on K-Bear 101. K-Bear 101, I talk about this every year. You know, the extermination, what are they called again? What are they called? The pest control giant, known as Orkin. They just released their annual list of the top 50 rattiest cities in the United States. Los Angeles, number 1, has topped Chicago as the rattiest city in America. Chicago had dominated the list for a decade. After many years as Chicago's runner-up, experts say LA's warm climate, dense neighborhoods, abundant food sources made it a paradise for rodents and moved the city to number 1. Congratulations, LA. Do they send out a trophy? My parents' business is close to LA. It's in Downey, California. Why don't they just make a trophy for LA City Hall, drop it off themselves, huh? I was literally at LA City Hall the last time I was back home. Going to LA always makes me thankful that I'm here, to be quite honest with you. There's many times where I miss being back home, but then you take that 45-minute drive that should be like 15 minutes, just because of all the traffic, and you're like, wow, this really does suck. There's not too many pros about Los Angeles. Really, there's nothing too crazy about, other than the fact, like, hey, you live in the entertainment capital of the world, supposedly, which means if they are filming a movie near you, it's just going to block the street, block that part of town, that type of thing. Influencers everywhere taking up space. Fun stuff, right? Not to forget to mention the crazy prices for rent. Just rent alone. Got to worry about parking everywhere you go. It's not paradise. That's for sure. Let's do some Halloweenish music as part of our K-Bear Rockin' Halloween, haunted by Juice City Vapor, Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss. I did not expect Megadeth to release the track list of their last ever album, and they're going to be doing a cover of Ride the Lightning from Metallica, which is technically co-written by Dave Mustaine, but we don't really know how much of Ride the Lightning he wrote. It could be like he just contributed a little piece here and that's it, you know? But he's mostly doing it out of respect, which is cool to see. I mean, really. But still, at the same time, I wonder what it's going to sound like. I wasn't really too convinced when I heard the lead single off of the album, Tipping Point. I played it for It's So New and then looked at the lyrics and saw that they're pretty generic. Usually Dave Mustaine writes big-time anti-government lyrics and all that. It's pretty much the same thing with every Megadeth song. You get these crazy anti-government lyrics, you get a guitar solo, boom. That's Megadeth for you. But this Tipping Point one, if you look at the lyrics, it really looks like ChatGPT generated it. And I think we talked about that on the Noon Hour of Madness and Mayhem. We had ChatGPT generate a stereotypical Megadeth song, and it did a better job than this latest Megadeth single. So we'll see how this whole album sounds. I'm pretty sure it'll all sound the same, you know? Megadeth covering Ride the Lightning. We'll see how that even sounds too once that comes out. When does the album come out? Does it say anywhere? I was just looking at what Dave Mustaine said about why he decided to cover the Metallica song Ride the Lightning on the album. Doesn't say anywhere. Should I just Google search it real fast? Do I really care all that much? Megadeth upcoming album. Is it January? Because I know they're going to go on some final tour next year. Yeah, Megadeth is due January 23rd, 2026. Megadeth to release new version of Metallica's Ride the Lightning, and it's a self-titled album to sort of just call it quits. Call it a great career. Megadeth, how many years? 40? Yeah, well, there's that. There's that making the news. We'll talk about some more crap here in a few. As part of our K-Bear Rockin' Halloween, haunted by Juice City Vapor. Now, that reminds me, I saw a post from earlier today on the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group. Someone named Marie shared, I don't know if anybody else watched the early show yesterday with Jeff Roper, but they had the sheriff on talk about Halloween, and they asked him what the age is for kids to be going out trick-or-treating. And he said 13 or older. Now, I haven't seen the clip, but that sounds like what ages should not be trick-or-treating, according to some older people, 13 years or older. She goes on to say that the sheriff said they should be finding something else to do. And Marie said, I was really sad to hear someone say that because I think you could go at any age and that it should only go from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. is what the sheriff said, not Marie. Marie said, I have some younger ones that start around for 5 o'clock. And there was all these people talking about, like, what's the appropriate time to trick or treat? What are the appropriate ages? But I was glad to see that most people in the comments were saying any age. Any age at all. I think Justin from 105 The Hawk shared his question yesterday, where it was at what age are you too old to be trick-or-treating or something like that? And where was it again? How old is too old to go trick-or-treating? There were some people making jokes. 87, 75. On Target X throwing shared an answer saying 129 is pretty old. I'm glad to see most people are saying, hey, no matter what age, you're allowed to go trick-or-treating, which is true. Because it makes no sense as to why all of a sudden, like, there's a age limit on the holiday. Really. Trunk or treats? Don't get me started on those. All right? That's a whole other separate rant. But there should be no age limit on trick-or-treating. I think tomorrow I might share a post in the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group saying, hey, don't be that person. You know those stereotypical do-better posts that you always see online, which are terrible? Because, like, nobody is ever going to see someone online say, hey, do better, and then go, oh, okay, I'll follow that. But me politely saying, hey, don't be that person that tells a kid who's taller than most kids that he's too old to trick-or-treat. Even though he's 8, he may look like he's 14, 15, just because he's taller than most. That's what happened to me, So I want to make sure all the other tall kids get treated equally Halloween day tomorrow or Halloween night tomorrow. I would say the appropriate times are like 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Past that, you're kind of risking it. You're going to get that old person waking up going, do you have any idea what time it is? After having Toy Story and the Simpsons-themed games of Monday Night Football the past 2 seasons, ABC and ESPN are dipping into Disney's catalog of characters once again. The Eagles and Chargers game on December 8th will have a Monsters, Inc. theme. Monsters Fun Day Football will air on ESPN2, Disney+, Disney XD, Disney Channel, and the ESPN app. The game will take place inside the Monsters, Inc. building and will feature appearances by Mike Wazowski, voiced by Billy Crystal, and James P. Sully Sullivan, voiced by John Goodman. The New York Jets are bad this season. They haven't had a winning season in 10 years, haven't made the playoffs in 15 years, and now, maybe to make up for all the playoff ticket revenue they're missing out on, the Jets are raising ticket prices for 2026. Not surprisingly, Jets fans are very unhappy, but let's be honest, they will very likely continue to show up and continue to watch. The numbers are in, and it looks like more people tuned into Monday Night Football than the World Series Game 3. The Monday Night Football regular season games between the Chiefs and the Commanders drew about 18 million viewers. World Series Game 3 had 11.4 million viewers. Let's do another one here because I wanted to talk about this too. One great thing about the NBA returning to NBC is that the network hooked up with Michael Jordan for a segment called MJ Insights to Excellence, during which Jordan is asked about some of the larger issues facing the league. This week, he blasted the idea of load management, where players take days off even if they're not injured. Jordan, who played all 82 games in 9 of his 15 seasons, said, "You play basketball 2.5, 3 hours a day. That's your job. That's what you get paid to do as an NBA player. What are you doing the other 21 hours? To me, that's when you should be preparing for your next day of work or your next challenge," which I definitely agree with. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. So USA Today put together this list of the 75 of the best horror movies of the 21st century. Why not talk about this? I've been trying to watch more horror movies, good ones at least. A lot of them are awful, right? That's what happens with horror. It's like they're either really bad or they're really good. And usually the good ones, they have a different pace to them. They have a different approach, you know? Well, USA Today's top 5 include number 5, Get Out, which definitely different than most horror movies, right? I would say it's more so like a horror comedy. Number 4, The Witch from 2016. Now, is that the one that I'm thinking of? The Witch 2016 movie. Let's see here. Is it the one where, it's 1630 New England. Panic and despair envelops a farmer, his wife, and their children when their youngest son, Samuel, suddenly just vanishes. The family blames Thomason, the oldest daughter who was watching the boy at the time of his disappearance, with suspicion and paranoia mounting. 2 siblings, Mercy and Jonas, suspect Thomason of witchcraft, testing the clan's faith, loyalty, and love to one another. Sounds pretty cool. 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7 out of 10 on IMDb. It's crazy. The Wailing from that same year, 2016. Again, I need to add these to the list here so I don't forget about them, because usually I'm like, okay, what's a good horror movie to watch? The Wailing. A mysterious Japanese man arrives in Gokseon, a small village in the mountains of South Korea, soon after a bizarre infection breaks out, causing villagers to become deranged, violently kill their families. Jeez. Okay. That one sounds pretty crazy. I have seen number 2. I watched it recently on a plane on the way back from Southern California to Southeast Idaho, 28 days later. Watched that movie. It wasn't necessarily scary. It was a good movie. It was different. And then Kill List at number 1 from 2012. What's Kill List? Let me look this one up. British psychological horror crime film. What's it about? Come on, don't give me who it's written by. Jay and Gal are 2 former British soldiers turned hitmen. While Gal is laid back, Jay is still reeling from a disastrous mission in Kyiv. So it's like a whole weird thing. Okay, cool. Let me just add that to my peaches. Maybe at someday I'll watch movie list. Something like that. Anyway, let's move right on into some Sleep Token Emergence on K-Bear 101. So a listener heard me at the beginning part of the show talk about my CPAP and having a runny nose while wearing a CPAP when you're trying to sleep. And, well, he had this to add.
I heard you talk about how your nose is runny and having the CPAP. The biggest thing for me is when you have to sneeze, dude.
Oh, yeah.
When you're in a deep sleep and all of a sudden you sneeze and it just fills your mask. Do you wear a full mask?
I do. Yeah, I don't know if I ever want to try only the nose. I feel like that's not going to solve my issues. I feel like what I have right now, because the CPAP doctor told me I was doing well with it, I think I'm just going to keep using the full mask.
Yeah, definitely. But holy crap, the sneezing or even the coughing is horrible. Not good, man.
I forget to fill mine up with water, so I wake up with an extremely dry throat, and it's awful. And sometimes it'll give me like little bumps on my face.
Yeah, dude.
And what's even worse is that I drool in my sleep a little bit, and those turn into flakes, and so those fly around, and like one of those money machines, when they the dollar bills fly everywhere. It's like a bunch of flakes flying around. I accidentally swallow them because the air is going into my mouth, so I accidentally start choking on my own dry drool. Gotta love that. What's with monkeys all of a sudden just going on the loose, getting on the loose, This one monkey in Texas, for some reason it was inside a Spirit Halloween store, wearing a diaper. And sure enough, boom, broke free from its owner. Footage shows the monkey running atop the shelves, scaling pillars, swinging from the ceiling, doing monkey stuff. Some lady has her arms in the air trying to catch it. Oh, what is this? Like, what alternate reality are we living in? And somebody commented, somebody says in the video, is that a real monkey? No, it's a prop. It just has it can free roam, It's one of those, it's like a Roomba. No, it's a real monkey. What do you think? A real monkey on the loose in Spirit Halloween? I mean, that would be very scary. Scarier than most of the props in there. I need to see if Spirit Halloween has updated their stuff at all. When I went in there when it first opened, it wasn't at all great. It was just kind of like, oh, this is it. Maybe they'll get some more stuff closer to Halloween. Maybe I should go in there today because tomorrow's technically like the last day it's open, right? Are they going to be open this weekend? When does Spirit Halloween close? I don't know. How many days after Halloween does Spirit Halloween close? They usually close 2 or 3 days after Halloween. So probably this weekend you can find some good cheap costumes for next year. Yeah, Creed on Peach's Pit Party. It's K-Bear 101. Just a reminder, tomorrow, the big day where we'll draw a winner for Make the Switch with Brent Gordon Law. Make sure to sign up tonight. If you haven't done so, do it right now. Not while you're driving, though. Don't be that person. Don't use your phone while driving. Just wait till you're pulled to the side of the road or you're at wherever you need to go. Get yourself in to win a Nintendo Switch 2 bundle. Again, thanks to Brent Gordon Law. We're going to cut off the form tomorrow morning right as I get here at 8 a.m. And then 10 a.m. is when we'll do the big drawing, I believe. It depends how long it takes me to physically cut out all the names into one big bowl. That's the problem with this giveaway, is that it involves a lot of using scissors to cut out all the names. I'm very grateful we did get a lot of signups, and I'll continue to get more extra entries with the Mario Sounder. Make the Switch with Brent Gordon Law. Don't forget this weekend, we fall back an hour. Be that lucky person that wins a Nintendo Switch 2 bundle. And good luck. Let's do some Hardy. Jim Bob. I was talking about the monkeys being on the loose previously. Now, I didn't even talk about it on the show, the original story, about how these 12 monkeys were originally on the loose. Was it 12? Where this truck overturned in Mississippi and all these monkeys got loose from the truck? What was this truck? Why was this truck transporting monkeys? For lab experiments, or are they taking them to the zoo? Because I'm looking at the truck here. It doesn't look like they're taking well care of those monkeys. It just looks like a regular, just regular white truck, regular standard truck. Were the monkeys in cages, and when this truck overturned, the cages broke, and then all of a sudden those monkeys just got loose, or what? And then come to find out that all these monkeys have a bunch of diseases. Were they on their way to like a hospital, like a veterinarian? What was the whole purpose of transporting them? These diseased monkeys. Could you imagine being the truck driver that failed at transporting diseased monkeys? I saw this headline pop up a couple days ago, and I thought it was ChatGPT generated. Wasn't there a story that I just talked about for What the Headline, where monkeys were supposedly on the loose in this city, but cops found out it was just a AI prank? Those AI pranks are quite funny. Of people pretending like a homeless guy got into their house and they text their roommate or something like that. Like, hey, why is there a bum in our living room? And they'll have AI generate a homeless person right there laying on the floor. It's pretty great. Using AI for pranks. Monkeys on the loose. 3 of them are still out there with diseases. So this sounds like the start of a great horror film. I know I'm not going to ask this to peach their own, because I know a lot of people are just going to put some answers that I'll have to delete right away for this question. What did you assume was disgusting until you tried it? See what I mean? You know the answers that would pop up with this one. The top reply on the Reddit thread, oh, everyone is talking about food they tried. Never mind. Someone said, I didn't know what curry was. An Indian restaurant opened up next door. It's so good. Indian food is fantastic. Naan bread, curry, tikka masala, mango lassi. Oh, so good. Maybe that's Americanized Indian food. I haven't really had authentic, but from what I've had so far, anyway, it's pretty good. Pesto. Pesto is fantastic. I think the first time I ever really tried it was when I was at my ex-girlfriend's house and just put it on top of some ravioli, Loved it. It's one of my favorite condiments, one of my favorite sauces to put on pasta, I should say. I used to think sushi was so gross that one day my friend basically forced me to try a piece, and now I'm the one suggesting sushi nights every other week. I grew up in a household where my mom doesn't like condiments, doesn't like cooking with salt, doesn't like fish. So, yeah, I was the one who had to basically go out with my friends to try sushi one night. Loved it ever since. Brussels sprouts, roast them up with garlic and lemon juice. They're amazing. That's true. Another person saying sushi. But yeah, could not ask this for to peach their own, because there would be those people that would be like, haha, let me put my funny joke here. And yeah, wouldn't be good in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. All right, I thought this one was pretty funny. A Florida woman, she's suing SeaWorld for injuries. She says she suffered when a duck flew into her face while riding a roller coaster. Hillary Martin visited the park back in March, was riding the Mako roller coaster when a duck suddenly flew into the coaster's path, slammed into her face, knocking her unconscious. Martin argues the park failed to warn guests about the risk of bird strikes when it should have known that the coaster's location near a body of water would create a zone of danger for birds like ducks and gulls. You just got extremely unlucky. That's it. As a former ride operator myself, there's a lot of different things that can happen. One time there was an idiot guest that lost their hat on the descent on the log ride. So what did they do? Instead of just going up to us and asking for his hat back or asking for one of us to retrieve his hat, he tried climbing the mountain on his own. Yes. This lady, she just got, wrong place, wrong time. That's it. Knocked her unconscious. She got knocked out by a duck. She's now embarrassed. She's trying to sue SeaWorld for $50,000 in damages. She claims the duck strike left her with permanent injuries, disfigurement, and emotional trauma. Can we see a before and after shot of this woman? Is it posted somewhere? Does she have a crushed skull? Let's see here. Wouldn't that be a cool scar? There's no picture of her, unfortunately, but wouldn't that be cool? You just say, hey, I got hit by a duck on a roller coaster at SeaWorld. I honestly didn't even know they had roller coasters, but that'd be a cool story to tell at parties. What was it yesterday that we were talking about pumpkin carving injuries? It might have been earlier on in the week. Many people this week are going to sustain injuries carving pumpkins. I'll be carving pumpkins tomorrow night with my girlfriend Aubrey and all of her friends. So, yeah, there was that whole thing about why are we carving pumpkins the day that they should be ready and also out on our patio. But, I mean, it's fun to do, and it's not really fun. Okay, why did I say that? But it's something to do. While, the kids are out trick-or-treating, there's not really many things you can do besides go party on Halloween as someone who's nearly 30. So carving pumpkins and watching a movie and eating dinner sounds pretty nice. But I was reading here that the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a safety alert this month reminding people to focus on safety, and not hurt themselves while celebrating Halloween this year. Hospital emergency departments deal with an average of 3,200 Halloween-related injuries each year. About 55% are related to pumpkin carving. 25% are due to trips and falls. People wear those lawn costumes. They could trip on it. There's danger putting up or taking down decorations. There's also the danger of tripping on costumes or while walking around trick-or-treating. So, yeah, that's what I just talked about, that whole thing. Another 20% of the injuries include random mayhem from lacerations, other injuries associated with costumes, pumpkins, decorations. It's a dangerous holiday. People are probably walking around with real knives instead of the fake ones. They trip, cut themselves. Got to be careful. Tomorrow, nonstop Halloween music. That's right. Thanks to Juicy Vapor, we get our K-Bear rockin' Halloween. This entire month we've been doing 2 Halloweenish tracks every hour, just like this one. Vincent Price, Deep Purple. Earlier this afternoon, I saw some footage of people leaving Dodger Stadium after the Dodger game. The Los Angeles Dodgers, they're in the World Series. And there's video of the traffic pileup leaving the stadium. I can't imagine spending, a few grand on tickets. One of my friends, I'm not going to name who they are, but he told me the total that he paid for Dodgers tickets, $3,000. to sit in the nosebleeds to watch the World Series game where the Dodgers lost at Dodger Stadium for Game 3. So he basically paid a few $1,000s to watch his favorite team lose, and then had to battle traffic for hours upon hours afterwards. I could not imagine staying at the Dodger game through the 18th inning, that long one, and then having to battle traffic all the way home, not get home till like 2 in the morning. Oh, awful, right? Awful. I would just much rather watch the game from the comfort of my own little living room. Got the TV. Let's face it, I haven't watched a single second of this World Series either. I just don't really care all that much. I do like the Dodgers. They're awesome, but do I really want to watch any part of this series? I'll watch some highlights here and there, but I'm not going to sit down and watch a full baseball game. I got better things to do.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.